Hey guys, Nicole here. I wanted to pop on and say hey, and give you guys a layout share video, and also give you an update on why I haven't been around very much. I haven't really done a lot of social media, anything, for a little while. I might have done a little bit here and there, but I wanted just to kind of update you all on what's happening here, and changes are upcoming in our lives. But first I'm gonna do a layout share, and then I'll do an update, so that way if those of you who don't care about why I've been kind of inactive on YouTube here for a little bit, you don't have to listen to this to why. If you just want to watch the layout, you sure can. So I went on a scrapbooking weekend, was it 2-3 weeks ago, with Angie, and got lots of fun layouts done. So I wanted to show you what I got done. I worked with the main kit I worked with most of the weekend was a combined Christmas kit, and I combined Crate Paper's new one, I think is it Fa La La, with a couple Felicity Jane Christmas kits, a oh, what's the name of that? Pink Fresh Christmas collection. I think that was it. And then some basic kind of Christmassy supplies that I either got while I was there at Hobby Lobby or happened to have there, because I have a lot of Christmas supplies. So anyway, and so I'm not for sure these are still in order. They should be, but I don't know if they are or not. So I'll just show you those layouts. And then I worked with Shimel's most recent line before the new one that just came out. And was that about it? I'll have to look. I don't remember. It's been a little while. But anyway, so here's a Christmas one that I did. I actually went back a few years and got some older pictures I taken. When I take, well, I know I'm going to work on Christmas stuff. I know I'm going to scrapbook this pictures I have on my phone because I take my Canon selfie, but then I also just grab my box of Christmas pictures as well, so that I have other options. And so these pictures are from 2013, and just scrapbook those. The colors just worked nicely with the mint green and the turquoise and the pinks and stuff. So I found those pictures and thought that was a perfect collection to use for those photos. So there's that one. I really like that Fa La La collection. It was really pretty. Here's another one. And this was just a layout focused on our white Christmas we had for Christmas this year. It actually hadn't snowed all winter, and then we got like snow like the day before. It was neat. And so I had some doilies from my stash, and then I had this, I cut a snowflake in half. That was from the Fa La La, I think, die cut pack. And these were from Felicity Jane. This was from my stash, just some thickers, chipboard thickers, and then some of the random snowflakes. I think were mostly from Fa La La, but there might have been a couple from the Pink Fresh. And just a little journaling sticker here. And then the flare was from Felicity Jane, but just kind of did some layers of some different pattern papers, and just did a larger layer. I didn't think I'd probably actually use this background. I'm trying to remember what the backside of it was, but because I was specifically talking about a white Christmas, I thought that worked out nice. So because it's about people kind of enjoying the snow, so that was fun. This was probably one of my favorites because I always love grids, and I always love how they turn out. So, and so this is one of those. And oh, I also had last year's Illustrated Faith Christmas collection, or was it this year's? I think it was last year's. I don't remember. I think it was. I'm not for sure. It might have been this year's. But I combined that, and so it had a lot of the really fun bright colors, and so this is definitely a combination of those. And then I think some of the Felicity, it's just a mix of the Felicity Jane, and I think these were more Illustrated Faith. So, and so then I had that collection in there too. So anyway, just did the photo here and did some embellishing around the photo, and then just did some embellishing here and embellishing up there. And so I have kind of my triangle of embellishment sections, and thought that was a lot of fun. It was a really fun picture, and I just think it matched the picture really well with just kind of the fun elements in each of the little embellishment sections there. Sorry guys, I'm a little rusty. This one looks like it's mostly using Pink Fresh, because the Pink Fresh had this kind of different blue that wasn't really in any of the other collections. And so this was a fun one. Got 4 pictures on the layout, which is always good. I love a 1-picture layout, but I also love layouts so I can get kind of the whole story tied up, although I'm pretty sure actually, let me see. Nope, I got it all in here. And so that was fun. So I just did like a 3x4 card and a tag to journal on, and just kind of did some embellishing around the page with mostly Pink Fresh Studio items. I popped out of this app just to give it some dimension. That was a picture of her with both of us. So, oh, you know what, I'm just going to reorganize as I go here. Okay, more Christmas. I love this paper. It's actually the only 12x12 paper I got out of the Pink Fresh collection. I'd gotten the 6x6 paper pad and the stickers and embellishments, but I only gotten a couple just because I love this background paper. And so this is actually from our most current Christmas, which is fun. And I actually got, I think, our entire Christmas of 2017 scrapbooked, which was fun. That's the one thing I love about having the Canon Selfies. I can take it with me and just print. And I just make sure, instead of going through and going to all the work and making sure I have photos printed, I just make sure I have enough photo paper and I do it there. So that's kind of nice, as long as the Wi-Fi is working and everything like that. So, so this was fun, and because I just love this background paper. Just kind of did my typical layers, larger layers of kind of staggered, and just embellished kind of in 3 areas here. I have this, actually I'd gotten these bags from Hobby Lobby, and so I used it as a journaling holder, and just a fun tag there just to give it a little bit of something to tuck in there. These bows I got from Joann's, and I took those with me and used it almost a whole package. I loved those. And then a lot of this is a Fa La La collection. The washi tape I actually used, I had gotten the Fa La La washi tape collection, and so I just tried to make myself put some on almost every layout. I didn't quite succeed at that, but I came pretty close. So, and then these wood buttons just scattered along there, and some wood enamel dots. Just a fun layout documenting the basics of our Christmas Eve. The basic info. Okay, so here's a layout documenting our Christmas morning this year, and I did not a very good job of putting them on straight, that is for sure. I just realized how uneven that is. Holy cow. Anyway, I just did kind of a larger, I love this specialty paper with the gold glitter, so I wanted to use a large piece of that, and then because I was using this card that had the 25 on it, I wanted to get that pink over here somewhere, so I used this strip of paper over here, and then this one I remember struggling with a lot. I had a hard time getting it to where I liked it, and so it's not perfect, but it works. And so I just kind of did like a mess of embellishments and stickers and chipboard and clips and things. I used a clip there and a clip there, just kind of in a fun way over here. And then I really wanted to use this house from the Fa La La chipboard collection to put that in the middle, and then just kind of journal next to it with some of the pink, and then some of the Pink Fresh Studio stickers as well. So that was fun. Oh, that's right, I did play with some Halloween stuff too. I started the layout here and didn't quite get it done. I was having trouble just finding my mojo. At that point, I decided I was done with the Christmas collection, so that I'll just put it somewhere and then finish it. Okay. Going to keep going with the Christmassy stuff. I found some other... This was a fun one, and I like it so much because I feel like it really caught the, I really feel like it caught what this story was about, like the overall, like, color combination, because it was basically my youngest daughter's Christmas program was Christmas Around the World, and so each class had a different country, and then they sang songs and played instruments, and had songs in different languages based on the country that they were representing. And so it was a very colorful, you can see like all these different flags here, and it was a very colorful, just very fun, different type of Christmas concert. And of course, you know, it threw me off at first because of my daughter's wearing this purple African shirt, and so but I was able to find the supplies between the Fa La La and the Illustrated Faith, mostly, well, maybe it's mostly Fa La La, actually. I think this is Illustrated Faith. I'm trying to think which one. I think this, I don't remember what one that was. I think it's Fa La La. So mostly Fa La La. But this red paper with the gold star, again, I did not get things very even. I need to trim that. Isn't that funny? I must not have, I must not have been paying attention or something. I know we were watching Netflix, so I may have been distracted, but I need to trim that. Okay. Anyway, I just feel like this red paper with the gold stars and just these here and just a lot of the elements really like make the feel of the concert show up on the page. So that was a lot of fun. So I did a picture of my daughter individually and then a picture of the whole, her class doing their song, and just had a lot of fun with the colors of that one. So okay, this is another, this is probably my favorite. I'll say that now until I change my mind. Okay, just because I love the colors, I just use the softer colors of the collections, and focus on one photo and just the story of that photo, and just really love how that one turned out. I love the white background, and I, again, like, it just reminds me that when my favorite ones are usually the ones that end up with the really clean background. So I just love that. And so I just layered some pattern papers this way, and then did the same with some smaller pieces here, and kept it pretty simple. These white tags that come with the Felicity Jane kit, and so I used that, and then just I had red twine with me, and just had some fun with some of the different patterns. Lots of variety of pattern, but it isn't super bold, so you don't really notice that you're looking at like 7 different patterns on that one, on this one layout, because the colors all mesh together really nicely and don't overpower each other. So that's a fun one. Let's see, and then I had my oldest daughter's Christmas program, and I felt like this paper, I think this was Felicity Jane. I felt like this paper just really matched the feel of her dress, because it was kind of that meshy type of feeling dress, and so I thought that was perfect, and just had fun with, again, some patterns and the red and blacks I just stuck with because of her dress. And I had these clips I think I got from Joann's as well, and I knew I wanted to, I had packed those purposefully because I knew I'd be scrapbooking concerts and things, and so used some doilies and some vellum and some of these white bags, and I got these from Hobby Lobby, and so I used this tag up here, and then the Noel, I think, was maybe from Crate Paper, but then I had, and the Felicity Jane had provided some different fibers, and I had the red twine, so I just combined them all together over here and up here, and I love how that turned out. So just a lot of fun with kind of the red, white, and black theme there. Okay, so then, see, these are Christmas Eve photos at my brother and sister-in-law's house. And then the back of this is Christmas morning. No, Christmas Eve at home afterwards. And I'm trying to think if I have, I'm pretty sure I have. I hope so. Oh, I think that's it there. No. So I think this goes next to the other layout I showed you earlier. So I'll make sure I organize that in the album that way. It was the layout where I had the 2 photos of each of the girls opening up a present. Anyway, so this is a layout that I made focusing on an earlier part of the Christmas Eve evening, and just used some fun patterns together, and then just made sure that those kind of came over this way as well. And then did 3 photos here, and then a journaling block there, and then just did some embellishing around the collection of kind of around this little grid here in the middle. And then here I did some more journaling on the different stories of the evening, and tried to make sure that some of the things showing up over here showed up over here, like the wood veneer, and the colors as well, and some of the gold. Okay. Another Christmas one, just our family photos before Christmas Eve service. I did one with Dan and the girls, and me and the girls, and one of just the girls. And these colors, just this Illustrated Faith line was just perfect. It had, actually a lot of the papers were perfect because of just this pale pink that was kind of popular this year that showed up on some of the Christmas lines, because my daughters wore pale pink as part of their Christmas outfits. And so I love how that turned out. Very simple. This is mostly just pattern paper. So just strips of them, 1 embellishment here, and then 3 tags, and then 1 chipboard, and that was it. So very simple. Kind of let the pattern paper do the work for me there. Sorry, trying to find the rest of my Christmas ones here. Kind of out of order. Okay, here's the rest of my Christmas ones. So this one, again, super simple. These bows are from Felicity Jane. They were so cute, and I used all of them. There's one layout I'm not showing today because it will be on the Get It Scrapped blog. But this one was super simple. I just layered some vellum and this really pretty pink paper. Did some snowflake action on here, and then 1 big one in the middle. And then just titled it and put a little bow and some wood veneer, a couple little smaller elements, but kept it very simple. This one I pulled in because Mallory was wearing this royal blue jacket, so I pulled the Pink Fresh papers in because they had that royal blue color in there, and just that worked out perfect. It just matched the pictures a lot better. It just kind of did some kind of zigzagging on the embellishing here, but then had just 2 6x6 papers in the background, and then layered some journaling cards to journal on and stuff. So I love how that turned out. This shimmery red, like metallic red, I just tried to make sure since I had this tag on there, I did a little bit over here and a little bit up here, just so that showed up throughout the page, and used some enamel dots in the middle of the snowflakes. And then these were from Fa La La. I think I used most of those. I think I might have a couple left, but those were a lot of fun. A lot of texture for sure, but I liked them a lot. This one here was more of a story about just, actually this was like a couple days after Christmas, but it was still like part of the Christmas holiday. We were doing an event an event, a get together with some family and friends, and I caught these pictures of my daughter and nephew just having a blast. So I had taken some photos, and so I just wanted to document that relationship, and because they are kind of two peas in a pod, and so I just did some embellishing here and then some here, kind of just taking it this way. So that was fun. And then this one, I love this one as well. I just really like this one. Very simple, just very pretty. I love the pattern papers. It's usually weird for me to do top heavy like that, but it balanced out nicely with having some heavier, wood veneer down here and the journaling down here. But just layered one 3x4 card, a tag, and then there was like a Polaroid frame I put around the photo, and then the title, wood veneer, one of the clips with some of the ribbon. I think I used up all the ribbons and fibers that I'd gotten in the Felicity Jane kits. A smaller wood veneer down here, and then just wanted to bring some of that gold, that glittery gold down here that was here, and then a wood veneer or a wood button there. So just a super cute and pretty, really nice focus on the picture. The colors were perfect with the dresses that the girls were wearing, and so it just worked out nice. Okay, then I also worked with Shimel's, Glitter Girl, her Glitter Girl line, is that what it's called? Had all the unicorns and fun stuff. So I made quite a few layouts with that. Just using other random photos I had on my camera. I'm going to hop up and make sure I'm still recording here. Like I said, I'm pretty rusty. Yep, I'm still going. So this is a fun one. It was just a layout about this trend my daughter has going right now with putting 15 bazillion ponytail holders in her hair. And so these, it was a perfect time to use up some of these icons, because she likes to have like a tight bun, and so I took advantage of that. But just lots of fun. I love these. I just love the embellishments in this line. They were super fun and super girly, and I just had a blast. And I had gotten the washi tape. I love the washi tape that came with it, with that metallic look, kind of iridescent metallic look, and so here I just kind of did a tight little cluster of everything, just because I love the words on the background paper, and one of those to, be highlighted as well. But I just layered some papers and some tags and embellishments and enamel dots, and had fun with that. And then this one, again, another hair related one. So I again used the icon and with a girl with a bun in her hair. And here I kind of did something similar, just kind of did the middle, but then I did a little bit of a cluster up here. I feel like this is missing something. I don't know if it just needs some splatter mist or something. I feel like it needs something, but that's okay. It's still just the colors in this line were just beautiful and so fun. And I love that it has this blue, so I was able to coordinate with the photo. But just, that was a lot of fun. I love that camera paper. One more. This was a photo I'd actually taken off of Facebook from our school. My daughter playing a PE game, because she talked about that PE game that day and she loved it. So I went ahead and documented that. And so I just did like a cluster over here, and then strips this way, and just a little cluster over here, and then journal down here. And love how that turned out. So I love these clips. Just so many fun, cute embellishments. Washi tape was cute. Lots of glitter, and just, it was just fun. So I love that. And this one is also from Shimel, but I just pulled the reds and blues and greens into the photo. And this is about my daughter helped with one act this year, and because she's not old enough to actually be in it yet. And so I just again grabbed a couple group photos from Facebook and just kind of went with the colors. Since they were wearing black and red shirts, I kind of pulled the red. There's lots of blues in there, so I pulled the different tones of blues, and just kind of embellished this way. I embellished over here a little bit, and then I did just journaling on the background there, and like how that turned out. So again, some washi tape. Photo corners are really cute. I try to use a lot of the stars, so that went with the theme of the page really well. And just like the "You Are Super" and "Cool" and those things just worked out really well with the story of the layout. So I think this is actually, yeah, this is washi tape up there. I love this blue washi tape, the star washi tape in Chamelle's collection. And then this one, where I used a pattern paper background and then just layered a bunch of fun pattern papers, and just the photo was just so fun. And so this paper here is just perfect because it's just, you know, it's just very fun and playful, and worked great with this age group of kids that the picture was of, so it was a lot of fun. Just did some layering and embellishing and kind of typical Nicole style there. Love these clips, they're so fun. I think this is the last one. I did an 8.5 by 11. This is the only one that I think I actually scrap lifted. I think it's from Jen Chapin. Might have been a big picture class. And I had the sticker book that had all these little squares. And so I just made a grid of those, and then made this like one kind of section. And it was just a perfect picture with the words were perfect for what the picture was of. Just my daughter just being super funny and dressing up, and just her personality is just so awesome. And so it's so fun. A lot of these really playful lines just work really well with her. And just did a speech bubble here where I journaled, and then a couple words, hello love, and some of the wood buttons, and this free spirit down here with a holographic look, and some enamel dots and things. So just super fun. 8.5 by 11 page. I love how that turned out. Okay, and then I also I pulled out some Halloween pictures, and this is Pink Paisley's line from last year, and I had already done one layout that was on the Get It Scrapped blog. Focus, I think it was on there. Yeah, it was focused on using pastel colors, and so I had made a layout because this Halloween line had this really neat light pinkish purple color, and so I had made a really pretty layout for a Halloween layout that you wouldn't think, you know, automatically for Halloween because of the pastel feel of it. So I just pulled that line out again and worked with it a little bit more, and I'm probably done working with it as a line. But I did, the colors again were perfect for this year's Halloween, at least for my oldest daughter, because she had this light pink dress on. She was 11 from Stranger Things, and she was a good one, man. She, had the bloody nose, the dirty face, the whole thing. It was pretty awesome. And so here I just put the photos in the middle, layered them a little bit, and then just layered in cards and some of the embellishments in vellum and things. And then these I think were from my stash, just these little jewels. And then just another one, and this was actually focused on that she won Best Costume, and she won like this huge like pan of cupcakes, and it was awesome. But she was really nervous about going to school in her costume, and I need to glue this down better, because she was afraid that other people wouldn't, and lots of people did, but it was cool because she still ended up winning. And so she took a picture with her cousin, and I got that again off of Facebook from the school. And then this is a picture I taken. You can see she has her backpack on that morning before she went to school. So there's that. And then I worked with another collection. I think it was a fancy pants. I can't think of what it's called. I think it's maybe called On the Agenda, maybe, or Agenda. And it was kind of a very limiting collection because I didn't really have hardly anything with it. I just had the collection pack. and some buttons maybe. But it was one of those I had packed it like the last 5 times we got together to scrapbook and I hadn't used it. So I'm like, I'm using this collection. So this is the one where I used a lot of the product. I think I had a die cut sheet and papers. I don't know if I had stickers. I don't think I had any stickers, no flare, no none of that. Just very basic. So I just worked with it and tried to make stuff. And so I had these photos. Our school does something called Flannel Friday and for the elementary. And so I had 2 pictures where my daughter had happened to remember. And so the colors just worked perfectly with this floral paper here. And so, and then it had like a very school theme to it. So this paper was perfect because it has the alphabet. And just, I pulled this, gotten this from Hobby Lobby. And then I just layered some of the die cuts and journaling card. And then I used my stash and said Flannel Friday. So then that used up like a lot of the, really fun parts of the line, just that one. So I kept kind of encouraging myself to continue. And so I made this one here. I had this picture of my girls, doing their homework diligently before we went to Hawaii, and because they got homework ahead of time. And this is a very lightly embellished layout because I didn't have a lot, but I just layered some of the pattern papers I had and journaled over here, and then just did some flags up there, and very, very simple. But this background is perfect because it was like counting down the days. It was like a calendar, and it was something that the point was to do it before we left. And then this one, I actually took, this is actually like a corkboard paper, and then like this sky blue paper. And so instead of using it as like a corkboard, I use it as though it was like kind of like dirt or ground. And so before we left for Hawaii, we had cows get out of their pens and into our yard. And so we had some cow visitors for a few days. And so I had taken some pictures, and so I just kind of journaled about that and how that had happened, and it was funny and surprising. And so just, again, hardly any embellishment, just a couple word dies, but then I just journaled on these journaling cards and called it good. And one more with that collection. I had taken this fun picture of my dog. So our dog is an indoor dog, but all of our cats are outdoor cats. But this is our main cat, the one who showed up as a stray, and we kept her, and then she started having babies, and then it all went downhill from there. No, I'm just kidding. It all went uphill from there, of course. But she's like our mama, you know, she's our main cat. And she just wants to be indoor cat so badly, like so badly. And so you can tell she's just looking there like, just let me in. So cute. So I kind of got this picture of them juxtaposition, like Annie's inside saying let me out, Rosie's outside saying let me in, and it was just a funny picture. So I just layered some of the patterns. At this point I'm just working with scraps. I use these from the die cuts. It says remember this day, so glad you're mine, nothing better. Letter sticker, like, well, if I have dog and cat themed stuff, I'm going to use it on dog and cat themed layouts. So I wanted to use these clips, and so I use a dog clip here, cat clip here, and then a general camera clip there, and then just journal down here. So again, a very, very simple layout. Like I said, that was a very limiting kit to work with because there wasn't much there. So that is it. And it was, I'm going to just put a layout on the desk here so you guys have something to look at while I talk. So, all right. So I think it wasn't quite as many as I normally got done, but I got there later than I usually did because I had a little bit of emergency at work happen before I left, and got there, like, I didn't scrapbook at all the first night because I got there too late. So I did, I think, around 28 or 27 layouts, so it was still a lot. Usually when we have those longer ones, I usually get between 35 and 40 done, but it's okay. And it just took me a little bit to get my mojo going. I hadn't done a lot of scrapbooking. I'd worked on my Hawaii album a little bit. And so I just haven't been motivated. Like, I think I mentioned this before. Like, this last year, I've just really been up and down with being motivated to scrapbook. And some of it has just been because of, life just gets a little bit crazy sometimes. And when you're home, you just want to like chill with the family, or you just have to focus on getting other stuff done. And so it's kind of been part of it I really enjoyed scrapbooking because I was like, what if I go to scrapbook with Angie and I don't like it anymore? Like, you get scared that you're done. And I totally got back into it and loved it. So I know I'm like still in it. However, in general, life in general, not just scrapbooking stuff, but like everything, my family and I decided just shortly after the holidays got over, that we were going to make some big changes to our family. And one of the things that had been kind of weighing on us was, in our home that we live in now, we're a 30-minute drive from like my work and the girls' school. And that's not totally abnormal in rural areas to have a longer drive, or even in cities when you have, 8 miles to go and it still takes you 40 minutes to get there because of the traffic. So it's not that that's like a crazy amount, but just in the stage of life that we're in with my kids' crazy schedules, and they do dance like in a different town and we're further away from that town as well. We just decided that what we love about the home that we're in now and being out in the country and everything about this place isn't, while we love it, like on a superficial level, kind of. I mean, not totally. I mean, I love the area because I love the just the serenity of it all, but it's still, our love for this place is still fairly on a superficial level, and that's not worth, what we do love about this place isn't worth kind of the added craziness and stress that it adds to our daily lives. And whether it be driving back and forth 3 or 4 times a day, and the amount of gas that goes through, and the, like the wear on my car, like I'm almost on my second set of tires in the 4 years that we've been here. And so it's just one of those things. And then we just, we were both really convicted, and it's kind of a long story, but basically I was convicted personally by myself, and then I was talking to my husband about it. He had been convicted too, and it was one of those conversations where we're like, oh my gosh, we've been thinking the same things, but we were kind of stressed about talking to each other about it because we didn't think that the other person would be on board. Both the things that we were convicted about was moving back to the town that we moved here from, like the town where our kids go to school and where I work, to make our day a lot less stressful, because it just did add a lot of stress. Worrying about, like, if you had a kid home sick and I still had to go to work and then they're home by themselves, and not a big deal normally, but when they're 30 minutes away, it's a little bit more, just those types of things were on our mind. And then my daughter turned 14, and here you can get a school permit at that age. And so we started thinking about her driving that far by herself, and just were worried about that. And so we just sat down and had this conversation about moving back, and we were both on the same page. So then we started thinking, okay, so what kind of house do we want? Do we want to still be out in the country? What do we want to do? And we both decided, you know what, let's go small. Let's simplify our lives. Let's get rid of stuff that we don't need. Let's just kind of reset and refocus our lives a little bit, and really just make our life easier. Like, let's clean less. Let's have less housework and upkeep to have to do. Let's have less driving, less, all stress, all of that. And so it was just a really good, okay, we need to reset our family a little bit. Like, this has been lovely and beautiful, and I've enjoyed every minute of living here, with the exception of the added stress of the day-to-day, kind of getting everyone to and from places that it did cause that added stress. So we actually are signing papers on a new home this week back in town, and we have actually people looking at our house this Saturday. So please pray that we sell this house quickly, so we don't have 2 houses again for a year like we did last time. And we will be moving in the next 3 to 6 weeks. So we are super excited, and I am excited, and the house we are moving to is a lot smaller, but it's super cute. It's older, and it has awesome character, beautiful wood floors, a lot of them original. It's beautiful. But we're shorting ourselves a bedroom. So my husband and I will be sharing an office, which means I will only have half of a room at the most for my scrapbook space. So that is going to be super challenging, but I'm so ready for it. And I don't know for sure how I'm going to approach it. I needed to do a purge anyway. I'd actually been thinking about doing one anyway. I have some bigger like items I'm going to sell, not online because the shipping wouldn't work. But then I'm going to probably put together a bunch of box kits and stuff like that again and do that. So I hope that through this process of packing, I'm going to be able to stop and do that. So I was wanting to purge anyway. Beyond that, because of how I have my room organized, and I'll try to include you guys in on kind of the process as I do this, but because of how I have my room organized by kind of theme and the way I scrapbook, where I have the pictures with the actual albums with the product all together already, I think it's going to be pretty easy to, you know, when I set up my new room, maybe I have a tub and that tub is Valentine's Day, 4th of July, you know, whatever, and everything is together in that one tub, and maybe I don't have to have it out like I have it out now. Like, those are some of the changes I might have to make. I might have to put some things in storage for a little bit until I figure out how much room I'm going to have, because we just don't know until you get in there exactly how things are going to fit, how you're going to organize things and all of that. But I'm excited. I'm actually excited to downsize. I'm excited to just change life up. Like, it's just kind of one of those things I thought this would be our home, for our forever home. But you have to do what's best for your family, and you have to be willing to say, you know what, this isn't working for us. Like, it's lovely, but it's not we and why add, you know, why, life is short, like, why add to this extra stress? We're also excited to have, you know, extra funds that we spend now living out here, you know, to do more things like traveling and things like that, and have more freedom in that area as well. And so it's just super exciting. It's stressful too, of course it is. Anytime you move into a new home or you're trying to sell your home, it's a stressful time. And especially when I'm cutting down quite a bit and we're gonna have to get rid of a lot of stuff. At the same time, I am excited to do it. I know it sounds really crazy, but I'm excited to have less stuff, whether it be scrapbooking, whether it be just in general, because it takes so much time to take care of it. Like, it's just, and it's silly because it's just stuff. And many of you guys know, or if you've watched my videos, you know I've dabbled in Bible journaling, and you know I'm a Christian, and I've been very convicted to just really relook at my love for material things. And I think memory keeping, and I mean I know I have too much scrapbooking stuff, but my memory keeping, I feel like, is something that I love, and it's a huge part of my life. But and so I'm not talking just scrapbook stuff in general. I'm just talking in just life in general. Like, I don't have, you know, there's so much that we don't have to have. And I just feel like it's one of those things that for a long time I've been a lover of material things, as we all are, right? Most of us. And I have felt super convicted to say, you know what, maybe if you change your mindset a little bit, you might look at life a little bit differently. And so I'm just excited to get to that point where there's just less stuff in our lives. And I know it's kind of a fad right now, people moving into small homes, and I know people on Instagram are, you know, talking about downsizing and purging and simplifying their lives and stuff. And so it's kind of a thing, but for me, it's been in my brain for a while now, and it's something I actually did when we moved here. Even though we moved to a bigger home, I really focus on only keeping things I absolutely love. And since then, there's been a few more things that I said, okay, you know, I don't love that, so I'll get rid of that at some point. And I'm a pretty good purger. I'm good at getting rid of stuff. And so I don't think it's going to be super, super hard, but it is going to be tricky moving into a house that's about a third of the size. And so we'll figure it out, and I'll try to include you guys in on how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to maybe pack or I don't know. I'll try to include you all in on how that works. Honestly, a big part of my room right now is all my filled scrapbooks, and so I think I have a game plan for how to store those in the new home, and so they won't need to be part of my scrapbook space. So I really don't think it's going to be quite as overwhelming as I think it's going to be making the change to a smaller area. because those will be in a different place. But it will be a fun challenge, but I'm ready for it and excited. So that's why I've not been on YouTube lately. It's why I haven't been on Facebook very much. I've just been, and it's not that we're even packing yet, we're not even really preparing. It's more of a mental thing for me. Like right now, I'm just kind of, on the days that I'm not working, I'm just trying to chill and enjoy this home every second that I am still going to be living in it. And I've just been laying on the couch in front of the fireplace, watching movies, and just enjoying all the things about this place that, we have lots of windows. So when I sit there, I can also look outside at the fields outside. I'm just trying to enjoy, like, I can scrapbook anywhere, but in this limited time in this house, I'm just trying to enjoy it and cook and clean and just live in it and just really, really enjoy it. And so I probably won't be scrapbooking much until we get moved in and settled. And that's okay. Like it's okay. I think I needed a creative break anyway. Sometimes we need those. And I think I'll be rejuvenated when I get into a new space and life has settled down a little bit and life is simpler again. And I'm not spending so much time in the car. And I can have more time at home, and I can leave, instead of leaving 30 minutes before the kids get out of school, I can leave, well, actually they can walk home from school. So, or if it's too cold, it's like 2 minutes, versus, the hour I spend now going there and then bringing them back home. It's just going to make life so much easier, and I'm super excited for it. So just wanted to update you all on that. It's exciting, it's fun, it's crazy, it's a little scary and stressful, but I just wanted to update you all on why I haven't been on YouTube lately, and I just haven't been on a lot of social media. I haven't really even put anything on social media. I will eventually, but I just wanted to kind of just chill in our decision a little bit and just make sure it's the right thing, and just kind of be prayerful and thoughtful about it, and trying to just stay in my own thoughts a little bit and talk with my husband and my family, and it's definitely the right decision for us. But I just needed to really not care about what other people thought. I wanted to really truly deliberate and prayerfully think about this is decision for our family. And so I just been taking some time off of all the stuff that can happen on social media and the craziness and other things that come in from that, just to kind of keep the brain a little bit clear. So anyway, sorry I'm babbling on, but I will try to check in every, in the process, maybe when I'm packing things up, or maybe when I'm unpacking my scrapbook room, maybe I'll touch base. Otherwise, there may not be a video for a while. And one more thing, I'm probably going to honestly, I might keep an eye out too. I might have purge videos. So I'll have stuff for sale, most likely. I really want to do it before I move this stuff, but I may end up doing it after I move this stuff. We'll see what happens. But I wanted to also tell you, I'll probably be kind of doing a reset also on the videos I'm doing. So when I did come down to my room and tried to scrapbook before, during the holidays, before we came to this decision, I just found myself not motivated. Like the Hawaii album, I'm so motivated on. But the page kits and things that I was working with, I just wasn't super motivated to work with those. And I don't know if it was just because I had kind of been working with these older supplies for so long and I was over it. And so when I went and played with a bunch of new stuff and I scrapbooked with Angie, maybe that got me through that. But don't be surprised if when I come back, I've maybe unkitted all my stuff and reorganized it and purged a bunch of it. I loved the Project Use Your Stash series. I think it's super beneficial. But right now I have so many kits laying around here that I don't know if I'm going to just maybe kind of break them apart, maybe sell some of them, or maybe sell them as a kit. Some of them had newer supplies in them, so I might want to pull out some of those if I want to keep those supplies. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I may not, I might leave some of my quote unquote series kind of unfinished, or I may put them away for a while. But I definitely want to return to my Kit Love series. That's still like the core of what I do, and I'll continue those for sure because that's still how I scrapbook. But I don't want to box myself in, and if I'm not super passionate about a certain series that I'm working on, not that I'm not going to continue to do it, but I'm not going to put the pressure on myself just for video's sake to work with the page kits or to create page kits or to do whatever. Like I try different things, and sometimes you stay motivated for a while. They're like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this whole concept. Not that it's bad. It just it's not what I want to do right now in this point in time. And so I'm not gonna lock myself into anything. So when I come back, for sure, Kit Love series will resume. And I'm gonna just go. I'll obviously finish my Hawaii album at some point. But I'm not going to kind of box myself into any specific, series because I've already started that series, if that makes sense. And that's okay. Like, that's why I do the playlists so that, like, for instance, my Ancestry pages, I haven't done one in forever, but there's a playlist there. And if randomly I want to do one, I can add it to that playlist. And it's not, I just don't want people to, like, I've never committed to, like, I'll have this many videos out a week, this such a day, because I just know that's not realistic for me. And so I'm going to scrapbook as I want to scrapbook and include you all in that process and then fit it in whatever playlist it fits in, kind of thing. But I will for sure still be focusing on kits because that's like near and dear to my heart as far as scrapbooking is concerned. Layout shares, hauls, those kinds of things I'll continue to do, and then we'll see from there. So just wanted to mention that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate you guys, and thank you for being patient. And please pray for us if you're the praying kind of people, that we sell our house quickly and that the move goes well and we get settled in. And I have a feeling by that time, with all the stress off my shoulders, at that point in time, I'll be rejuvenated and ready to get back into it. So I'm super excited for that point. It's just getting there is a tricky part. So thank you guys so much for watching, and take care, and I will be back hopefully sooner than later. If anything, I should be having some videos here where I'm selling off some supplies, doing some purge sales and videos, and hopefully if you guys are looking for some cheap goodies, I can get you some of mine. So keep an eye out for those. Otherwise, we'll be back here in a while. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy scrapping. Bye-bye.